Big news just dropped in the NBA world, and this one could redefine the future of the Los Angeles Lakers. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. The iconic franchise, home to legends like Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James, is officially under new ownership. That's right, after decades of leading one of the most historic teams in basketball, the Buss family has agreed to sell the Lakers. And the buyer? None other than Mark Walter, the CEO of Guggenheim Partners. The deal is massive, a jaw-dropping $10 billion acquisition, making it one of the biggest sales in sports history. But here's the question every Laker fan should be asking. Who exactly is Mark Walter? And what does his arrival mean for the future of the Lakers? Let's break it down. Mark Walter isn't a rookie in the world of professional sports. He's the chairman of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and under his leadership, the Dodgers have become a machine of dominance in Major League Baseball. Back in 2012, Walter led a group that bought the Dodgers for $2.15 billion, a record at the time. And since that moment, everything changed for the franchise. The results? Almost too good to be true. Since 2013, the Dodgers have made the postseason every single year. That's 12 consecutive appearances, a streak most franchises could only dream of. They've reached the World Series 4 times, and took home the title twice, in 2020 and again in 2024. They've won 11 division titles, only missing out once, in 2021, by a single game to the San Francisco Giants. And perhaps most impressive of all, the Dodgers have become the go-to destination for superstar free agents. In 2024, they shocked the baseball world by signing 2 of the most sought-after players in modern history. Shohei Ohtani signed a groundbreaking 10-year, $700 million deal, the biggest contract in the history of sports. That same off-season, they secured elite pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto on a 12-year, $325 million deal. And they didn't stop there. In 2025, the Dodgers struck again, signing Japanese pitching sensation Roki Sasaki, further solidifying their roster and expanding their influence in Asia. Today, the Dodgers aren't just a powerhouse on the field, they've become Japan's team, building a massive fan base across the globe. Under Walter, they've also brought in elite players like Mookie Betts, Blake Snell, and Tommy Edman. Whether through trades or free agency, the Dodgers have stayed aggressive, always pushing for championships. So what happens now that Mark Walter is stepping into the NBA? Here's where it gets really interesting. The Lakers are one of the most successful franchises in NBA history, with 17 titles to their name. But over the past few years, things haven't exactly gone according to plan. Since winning the NBA championship in the 2020 bubble, the Lakers have struggled to stay competitive. They've failed to make the NBA Finals since that title run, and have been knocked out in the first round of the playoffs 4 times in the last 5 years. And in 2022, they didn't even make the playoffs. Yes, there was that bold trade for superstar Luka Doncic, a move that signaled the Lakers were still willing to swing big. But even that hasn't been enough to bring LA back to the mountaintop. Under the Buss family, the team experienced incredible highs, especially during the early 2000s dynasty with Shaq and Kobe. From 2000 to 2010, the Lakers won 5 titles. But since then, aside from 2020, it's been a roller coaster. Now, fans are wondering, can Mark Walter bring the same magic he brought to the Dodgers? If his track record means anything, the answer is a resounding yes. Walter is a quiet force in the sports world. He doesn't do flashy interviews or chase headlines. But he builds. He invests. He surrounds himself with the best minds in the game. And most importantly, he wins. He has the resources. He has the vision. And now, he has control of one of the most iconic franchises in all of sports. The Lakers are in desperate need of stability, smart leadership, and long-term planning. And if Walter approaches the NBA the way he did MLB, we could be looking at a Lakers renaissance. Think about it. A Lakers front office empowered by a proven owner. A team led by Luka Doncic, with room to attract more stars. A brand that still ranks among the most valuable in the world. And now, the potential to become a true dynasty again. This is more than just a change in ownership. It's a shift in identity. A chance to reset. To rebuild. To rise. And if you're a Laker fan, it might be time to believe again. Because when Mark Walter takes over, championships tend to follow. Stay tuned. The next era of Lakers basketball could be the greatest one yet. And for fans, it feels like the end of an era, and the beginning of something entirely new. But not everything is changing. Because while ownership has shifted hands, leadership hasn't. Despite the Blockbuster sale, Jeanie Buss, the woman who's been at the helm of the Lakers for years, isn't stepping down. In fact, she's staying right where she is. According to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, Jeanie Buss will remain the Lakers' governor and continue to lead basketball operations for at least a number of years. That arrangement wasn't just a handshake promise. It was part of the deal. Guaranteed. And here's the kicker. Mark Walter signed off on all of it. This means that while Walter now owns the team, Jeanie is still running the day-to-day. The Lakers have technically changed ownership, but the person making basketball decisions? Still Jeanie Buss. For some fans, this might come as a surprise. After years of inconsistent seasons, missed playoff runs, and underwhelming roster moves, many were hoping for a dramatic reset. New owner. New leadership. New direction. But for now, at least, that reset is on hold. Jeanie's continued leadership makes sense in one way: legacy. The Buss family has been part of the Lakers' DNA for over 4 decades. Her father, Dr. Jeanie Buss, bought the team in 1979 and helped build it into one of the most iconic franchises in sports. Since his passing in 2013, Jeanie has tried to carry that torch. Through highs and lows, she's remained loyal to the team, to the fans, and to her family's legacy. So it's no surprise that she wanted to maintain a leadership role even after selling the team. And clearly, she had the leverage to make that happen. But here's the part no one's talking about. How long will this really last? Because if there's one thing we've learned about billionaire takeovers in pro sports, it's this: things can change fast. Just ask Mavericks fans. When Mark Cuban sold a majority stake in the Dallas Mavericks, he too was supposed to retain full control over basketball operations. That was the plan. That was the agreement. But within months, his influence had started to fade. The new owners began making their presence felt. Eventually, the franchise started to shift, and Cuban was no longer the driving force behind basketball decisions. Could the same thing happen in LA? Let's be honest, billionaires don't usually spend $10 billion just to sit quietly in the background. Sooner or later, Mark Walter is going to want his vision on the court. His people. His process. His legacy. And while Jeanie may remain in her role for the short term, it's hard to imagine her holding onto full control forever. That said, her presence does bring a level of stability, at least during this transition. She knows the organization inside and out. She understands the politics of the NBA. She has relationships, history, and experience that can't be bought. And having her in place for a few more years could smooth the path for what comes next. But make no mistake, the clock is ticking. And signs of change are already showing. According to one league source familiar with the deal, this is a game changer. Now the Lakers can finally spend the way a franchise of their stature should spend. That's the difference Mark Walter brings to the table. Deep pockets. A proven track record of building winners. Just look at what he's done with the Dodgers. Walter doesn't play small. He doesn't play safe. He builds dynasties. So while Jeanie may be leading the team in name, the financial engine behind the scenes is revving up, and the Lakers could be heading into one of the most aggressive, ambitious periods in franchise history. That means bigger spending, bold moves in free agency, smart front office hires, and the return of the win-now mentality that once defined Lakers basketball. The Buss family era may not be over in spirit, but in practice, we're already seeing the early stages of something very different. So what does this mean for the fans? It means hope. Hope that the Lakers will finally have the resources and the vision to match their legendary name. Hope that they can once again become a true destination for superstars. Hope that the chaos and inconsistency of recent years will give way to stability, structure, and championship-level basketball. It also means uncertainty. Because when power starts to shift behind the scenes, even slowly, the direction of a franchise can change overnight. Will Jeanie stay in charge longer than expected? Will Walter eventually take full control? And most importantly, what version of the Lakers will emerge from this transition? We don't know yet. But what we do know is this: The future of the Lakers is no longer just in the hands of the Buss family. There's a new power behind the throne. And the next chapter in Lakers history is being written right now. This might be one of the wildest and most ambitious trade ideas of the entire offseason. With the Lakers entering a pivotal summer, the front office is under immense pressure to reshape the roster and give Luka Doncic the support he needs to contend for a title. The team has struggled with depth, consistency, and defensive presence, particularly in the front court. And now, a bold new 4-team trade proposal is starting to gain traction. This deal doesn't just involve the Lakers, it links together 4 powerhouse organizations: the Los Angeles Lakers, Golden State Warriors, Milwaukee Bucks, and Dallas Mavericks. And at the center of it all, a plan that would send Draymond Green and Daniel Gafford to LA. The trade was outlined by ESPN's Zach Kram, and while it may seem like chaos on paper, it could be the exact type of chaos that vaults the Lakers back into title contention. Here's how the trade would shake out. Golden State Warriors receive Giannis Antetokounmpo. Los Angeles Lakers receive Draymond Green. Daniel Gafford. Dallas Mavericks receive Gabe Vincent. 2031 first-round pick from LA. 2025 second-round pick, number 41 overall. Milwaukee Bucks receive Austin Reeves, Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga via sign-and-trade, Tracy Jackson-Davis, Maxi Kleber. 2029 first-round pick via Golden State. 2031 first-round pick via Golden State. 2030 first-round swap with LA. Sounds like a lot. It is. But for the Lakers, it might be the type of all-in move they need to stay relevant in a brutal Western Conference. Let's focus on what matters most for LA. Draymond Green, a 4-time NBA champion and one of the most disruptive defenders of his generation, would bring championship DNA and veteran leadership to the purple and gold. Yes, he's polarizing. Yes, he's had his controversies. But he's also a proven winner, a player who knows how to perform when the lights are brightest. Last season with the Warriors, Green averaged 9.0 points, 6.1 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.0 block per game. More than just stats, Green brings defensive communication, high basketball IQ, and a level of toughness the Lakers have lacked in recent seasons. Pairing him with Dorian Finney-Smith could create one of the most physical and versatile wing duos in the league, the kind that can slow down elite scorers and disrupt opposing game plans. Green's contract isn't terrible either, $25.8 million for next season, with a player option for $27.6 million in 2025-26. If it doesn't work out, it becomes an expiring asset. If it does, the Lakers just added a leader with championship pedigree. And then there's Daniel Gafford. Gafford has quietly become one of the most effective young centers in the league. He's athletic, active around the rim, and thrives as a lob target and shot blocker. His presence could finally give the Lakers the defensive anchor they've been searching for in the paint. With Dallas last season, Gafford put up 12.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1.8 blocks per game. He already has chemistry with Luka Doncic, and at just 25 years old, he could become the long-term solution at the 5. Of course, LA would need to negotiate an extension, but a deal like this would likely be made with that in mind. But as with any major trade, there's a price. Austin Reeves, the heart and soul of the Lakers in recent seasons, would be headed to Milwaukee. For many fans, this would be the toughest pill to swallow. Reeves has become a fan favorite with his grit, scoring ability, and clutch performances. Letting him go. Painful, but necessary, if it means solving multiple issues at once. And let's not ignore the risk. Helping the Warriors land Giannis Antetokounmpo would be a terrifying prospect. No Lakers fan wants to see Golden State reloaded with the Greek freak. But in this league, you have to worry about your own team first. The Lakers haven't been to the finals since 2020. They haven't had a consistent identity since then either. This move would change that. With Green and Gafford in the lineup, the Lakers would instantly become one of the better defensive teams in the West. They'd have size, grit, experience, and interior presence, all while giving Doncic 2 players who understand their roles and don't need the ball to be effective. And if the Lakers want to compete now, they can't afford to wait around. Yes, losing Reeves stings. Yes, the trade is complicated. And yes, the optics of helping the Warriors may seem insane. But this is how championship teams are built, by taking risks. In a loaded conference featuring the Nuggets, Timberwolves, Suns, Thunder, and yes, the Warriors, staying idle is a guaranteed ticket to mediocrity. The Lakers need to act. Boldly. Strategically. Decisively. And this deal? It checks every box. Draymond Green. Daniel Gafford. Defense. Energy. Leadership. Depth. This isn't just another trade rumor. This could be the blueprint for a real title run.